We live on Facebook.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't see the notification. I'm trying to. Oh, okay. I got a watch party.
So we definitely not live now, family. Um, Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Today is the 9th of June. It's Gemini season. Here we go. Some say we are the worst. Some say they just haters. I don't know. But June 9th. Thank you for coming in. We're going to talk about some summertime fitness today. All right. We're going to talk about some ways that you can stay in shape during the summer, stay motivated, stay active, stay focused, stay fit. You know our mantra. Some ways that you can stay hydrated, some ways that you can enhance your health and wellness during this summertime season. No matter where you are in the country, we are most likely moving into a phase of openness, right? To where you can get back into the parks and get back into the gyms and get back into open spaces outside of your home, garage, and attics that you were using during the quarantine period to exercise and to maintain your wellness. We have two great coaches with us here this evening. Once again, this is like part two to the talk that we had maybe 4 weeks ago, a month ago,
Yeah, about
minus, right? About that, right? That was a
Yeah,
great,
about a month.
right. That was a great conversation. We had over 1,400 views to date. So with that being said, Key, I definitely want you to share this on your page with all your great followers and fans.
It's already doing that right now.
All right, Tad, share it as well. And we're gonna talk about some great things.
I don't see it yet, Shambe. I didn't get a
You,
notification.
I have to go to his page. I just went to his page and just shared it.
Shambe or Shambe the trainer page? Which
John
one?
Bay Trainer. Right. The reason why, like I was saying, because with this application, I'm not a you see it, you see it on my page?
Nope. I only see the watermelon. I only see the watermelon, bro.
Yeah, you only see the watermelon man?
Yep.
Oh,
That's it.
okay.
Summer means nothing without the best fruit in the world.
You see, let me check my page and see if I see it. I definitely know that we're streaming. Um, is there anyone in the chat? Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat? If you're in the chat, definitely let us know if you can see our stream or not. If you're in the chat, definitely let us know if you can see our stream or not.
I see it
Um,
now.
you got it?
Yep.
Good, good. So, like I said, fitness fan, we are going to have a great presentation this evening. We're going to talk about a lot of things. We definitely want you to participate in the chat. We want you to participate on your timeline. We want you to share it, like, love. We definitely want you to let people know that we're talking about an extra dope topic tonight. Um, Something that you would definitely benefit from. You know, we're gonna set this show off like this. Oh, you see that, right? Ooh, Here we go.
Oh, videos.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I did it. I was almost on top of the world, but I left one piece out. But now we're gonna bring it out to you like this. Benefit
the creator of the Slim Thick Live online butt and gut classes and the creator of Help the Ski online gym. Now, of those of you who don't know, I've been doing home workouts. I've been promoting working out in the house forever, and that's not to brag. It's just what I've been doing. So I actually lost 65 pounds working out in the house. I never went to the gym the first 3 weeks of the time period. And I literally activated on the street. So I couldn't jump. I couldn't do all the high intense running and things like that. I knew myself. And I lost my 65 pounds in the house. So when it comes to home workouts, I know what I am talking about. Okay, and I know a lot of us are in the house right now and forced to work out at home or in the park. And so I just wanted to give y'all some ways that I learned and picked up and maximize whatever you think of, especially if you do everything in your house. You have your children, you have your work, you rest there. So some of you may find it really, really hard to find that motivation. And now that we're forced to, it's kind of a little bit easier to find it, but I know sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, I'm just in the house. So here you go. Here are 5 ways that you can maximize your home workouts, okay? Let's get it. Rule number 1, okay? Rule number 1, knock it out early. I have a few reasons why you should knock it out early. One is because you want to do it anyway. If you were already working out or if you're just starting, you want to work out in the morning because if you can, if your schedule permits. But if you work out in the morning, it kind of gives you a chance to like not have to think about it and not have to go through the whole day of kind of motivating yourself. Because even as a trainer, if I have my workouts in the evening, I have to go through a phase. I go through it all the time. It's like, oh my gosh, I gotta work out, or maybe I shouldn't, or maybe I should. And I love actually working out, but sometimes it's still hard to do it, especially if it's in the house. So if I knock my workout in the morning, 1, I set my day up to eat really well because I already worked out and I pretty much don't want to waste my exercise. And 2, I have an opportunity to work out again because I've done it in the morning and it's out of the way. So if I want to work out again, cool. And if not, it's done. I don't have to go through that phase of just going back and forth between, oh, I got to work out and no, I said it and then motivating myself to do it again. That happens all the time. And you probably think that like that's something that just happens to you, but it's not. All right. Battling to go to the gym or not is sometimes, especially on a stressful day or if you have to do it at home, it's tough. So knock it out first thing in the morning, especially if you're gonna be home already. Get up, knock it out. You're already there to hop in the shower and go.
All right. So, are you telling me that that's what you would tell your clients? Key. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about working out in the morning. Why do you agree with working out in the morning as opposed to any other time during the day so well?
Can't hear her.
Sorry, I had muted myself. The video was giving feedback, so I had muted myself. But well, in the video, I said that it's good to work out in the morning if your schedule permits.
Right.
So that's number 1. Your schedule permits, which means that you can get enough rest. And the reason why I say that is just because, 1, if you're doing it in the morning, then you're less than likely to be bothered by a bunch of interactions. People, the job, your family, just everyday things. Usually for me, by the time I want to say 8 o'clock hits, my day is like, zoom. So I just suggest working out in the morning just to get it out the way. That way you're not, battling, within going or not if you're just starting out and having to push yourself. Excuse me, I'm drinking my green drink, my ginger. So if you're having to battle through pushing yourself throughout the day, if you get it out the way, then it's done. And then also, especially since it's summertime, that's when there's less heat outside. Also you can give yourself a chance to just go again. So if you go in the morning, you have, another chance to even get 2 in for the day. So that's just a suggestion. But like I said, if your schedule permits. Because sometimes too at night, if I work out at night, I usually can't go right to sleep because my heart rate
Like on 10, right.
yeah, and I'm on 10, my energy is up and everything like that. So I just suggest the morning, but that's only if your time permits. But honestly, working out anytime that's best for you is the go-to. All right.
Well, I agree with that 1,000%. I like working out in the morning, but if my schedule doesn't permit, as you stated, I have to work out whenever I can get a chance to work out. The only thing for me is sometimes in the evening, after I work out in the evening, it's just like the absolute opposite for me. I kind of go right to sleep because maybe I beat my body up so much, man, that I'm out of here, you know? But I definitely understand what you're saying. It goes either way. Sometimes you can't go to sleep because your heart rate is going, your adrenaline is going, and you just up now, ready for 2, 3, 4 more rounds. Sometimes for me, sometimes it's like I'm out of here. I'm beat. I'm ready to go to sleep, and you know, lights out. What about you, Tad? What would you say about that particular situation?
Well, yeah, I'm a morning person. When the gym was open, I'd get up every morning at 4:30 and hit the gym. And because my body's fully rested, fully recharged, and I can maximize on my efforts. I used to try to do it after work. I would hit the gym about 6 p.m. when I first started my own fitness journey. And what I realized is that by the time I got to the gym, I didn't have as much energy as I would like to truly complete my workout that I would have planned out. So sometimes I'd be out of gas a little bit. And I mean, there is some benefits to working out in the afternoon rather than evening, but I found it more beneficial for my goals to do it early in the morning. I was well rested. I like to do fasted workouts, truth be told, because then I'm not as sluggish. And yeah, I'm just a morning person, and I think the morning workouts work best for me.
Right. Right. And remember, for everyone out there listening, remember we said if your schedule permits. We don't want you to not be able to get that workout in the morning and say, okay, well, I wasn't able to work out in the morning, so I'll just wait till tomorrow. No, because when tomorrow comes, something may arise in the morning as well, and then you won't get that workout again the next day. Now you've gone 2 days, maybe 3 days, 4 days without working out, and that's not what we want you to do. We want you to get that workout in whenever you can, however you can, for as long as you can. So now that I say that, Key, how long would you suggest a workout for? In the morning or whenever their schedule permits.
Um, in the morning, I mean, it just depends on what your goals are. But honestly, if you're just starting out, anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes is good. 15 to 30 minutes is great. But it all depends on what you're doing. But 15 to 30 minutes is a great starting point. Honestly, it's a great point. Period. For any range, even at an advanced level, it's just knowing what you're doing. But 15 to 30 minutes.
All right. What about you, Tad? You think that is, in your estimation, the average time period that you would suggest, or what would you say?
Definitely, I agree 100%. And it's funny that she said that because that's the time frame I was thinking when you asked that question. I was like between 15 and 30 minutes. Approximately 20 minutes. You give yourself about 5 minutes of warm up. And give yourself about 10 minutes of a good rigorous workout, and then 5 minutes to cool down and stretch. Or you take 5 minutes to cool down and 5 minutes to stretch. Like Sister Key said, everything is predicated on people's goals. People should be
Right.
clear what their goals are, because if you're trying to pack on muscle, then of course you may need a little more time because you'll have longer rest periods. Between muscle building and strength building. You need longer rest periods. But now, if you're trying to slim down and burn fat, then of course you go a little more intense with less rest periods. So as opposed, if I want to bulk up and get bigger, my rest period may be like 2 to 5 minutes. If I'm looking to bulk up and and maximize on strength. If I want to go for maximal strength, I need longer rest periods just so that my muscles can recharge and I can get those reps in fully. You know,
Right.
because we want to be effective with every workout. We want to keep our form in the proper and we want to keep strict form, and we definitely want to maximize our workouts without injuring ourselves. And
Right.
part of that variable is good rest. So
Right. Right.
that could prolong the workout.
Right. Well, I won't deny that I usually like to work out at least 45 minutes to an hour. That's just me personally. That's just what I suggest personally. But like you all had already said, it depends on a person's fitness level. It depends on where they are in their wellness journey.
Right. Let me say
So
this real quick. Right.
mhm.
Because I answered that based on somebody who, like, I would suggest to a client. Now, with me,
Yeah. Yep.
I would do right. I would do 45 minutes to an hour. I may
Mhm.
even do an hour and a half, and that's because I'm advanced. So
Right.
I can do 30 minutes cardio. I can do, stretching, strength training, but for a person who is just starting out or just trying to really figure it out, I would suggest 20 minutes for
Right.
just getting into it.
Definitely. Yeah,
Right.
and it just depends on your schedule at the time. It could, yeah. So I agree, definitely.
Right.
But
So
like sometimes, like let's say it's a day where I don't really, where it's a rest day, then I may just do 15 minutes. You know what I mean? Because I like to be active every day, so I'll call it like an active rest day. So mine's could the same, could be 15 to an hour and a half, depending on my schedule, depending on what I'm doing. But honestly, lately, my schedule has been bananas, and so my workouts have been 30 minutes. Can't even front.
right.
30 minutes.
Dope.
I'm in
All
maintain
right.
mode right now.
So we got Bomani on the line, right? And he said that I really picked this with this statement out because I wanted to touch on this. I hate to eat before workouts, so the later workouts don't really work for me. But I make adjustments depending on my schedule. That's great. That's awesome. Let me say this to the fitness family out there. I hardly ever recommend eating before you work out. If you do eat just for some glycogen, just for some boost, some sugar, right? I would recommend that you have something like an orange, a banana, something like that, something like fruit that's going to give you some natural sugar, so be able to give you some natural energy and natural boost. I would never recommend you. Now, this is me personally. I wouldn't recommend anyone to eat a heavy breakfast or meal before they work out, because now you got two processes going on. You got the digestive process, and you have your body working, um, your muscles working on working out, on intensifying, the resistance and muscle build and fat burning and things of that nature. So that causes people to be sluggish in their workout, while they're digesting their food and they're trying to work out at the same time. Some people often may throw up, right? If they eat too soon before they work out. Some people get dizzy if they eat too soon before they work out. So what I would say is, Bomani, thank you so much for that statement, because it allowed us to segue into another question.
And shout out to the brother Monty.
Right.
Fantastic game.
United front
Fantastic
all the
game.
way.
I'm watching the brother. I'm watching his workout, and he keeps
Right.
body leaning and cutting it up. I see you, Bomani, brother.
We see you all the way there in Canada, right?
Word,
So,
bro.
so, so, with that being said, yeah, pretty much, I would say,
And
not to,
I want to add on to that real quick, just to let people know that if you eat, like, nutrition is so important, and I can't stress nutrition enough. Nutrition is more important than the actual workout. And to brother Sean Bay's point, you don't want to eat immediately before you work out. And even if you do, even if you have your banana, even if you have your orange, make sure it's approximately an hour before you start your workout, so that your food could properly digest, because what happens is when your digestive system is working, all the blood in your body, our blood it's like the oil to our car, and it
Right.
lubricates the engine. So while our digestive system is working, all the blood is going there, which carries the oxygen and the nutrients that it needs to perform appropriately. So if you eat too soon and then start working out, now you have two systems. You have your movement system, which is your
Right.
body, your muscles. You have your muscular system fighting with your digestive system over the blood. And that's why you start becoming sluggish, because the blood carries all the nutrients and the oxygen that your body needs to perform optimally. So if you don't have that, if your body is fighting itself, then you're not going to maximize on your efforts, and that's why you become sluggish. And you may
Right.
not understand why your muscles are not operating appropriately. That's because your digestive system is trying to operate, and it can't run them two systems at the same time like that.
Right, because we don't want our bodies to fight themselves. We want to fight those weights. We want to fight that resistance. We want to fight that floor while we're doing the push-ups. We want to fight, those resistance bands. We want to fight that pull-up bar. We want to fight that dip bar. Right? We want to fight that jump rope. We definitely don't want to fight ourselves. So for those who don't know or didn't know or were ever inquisitive about knowing, now definitely don't bank on eating a heavy meal before you work out. And for those that have done it, you've probably noticed some of the points that we have raised a few minutes ago when you do that before you work out. Sister Key, you want to say anything?
Yeah. I mean, it all depends on, like, nutrition is definitely key. So it all depends on your level. But most people who are just starting out, exactly what you guys suggested. However, too, if you're working out in the morning, and you feel like, because the thing is, when you're doing it by yourself, a lot of people think that eating less and working out more is the key, right? And so if you eat enough the day before, right, and then you go and work out in the morning empty stomach, then you won't have energy either, or you're going to tap out faster. So sometimes when people are working out on their own and they ask me and they don't have a nutrition plan with me, I always tell people to just keep watery fruits with them.
Right.
Orange. So that way, if you are going to the gym and you find yourself losing energy, then you can have something quick, like an orange or something. You can suck on that and get those sugars where it's not anything heavy, and then get you a quick boost. Because you're doing it by yourself. If you're working with a nutritionist, you should be working with your schedule and having you eating the correct amount of food. However, if you're working by yourself, yes, you definitely want to work out first thing in the morning if you possibly can, and keep some fruit with you just in case. And that's only because people, if they're doing it by themselves, they may not know how much food that they should be eating.
Right.
Two, if you are waiting. So like for me, I like to do majority of my training in the morning mixed with cardio. But then some days when I'm going for like legs, I have to eat before. Like if I'm going for straight strength training, like then and I want it in the evening where I'm going to be lifting heavy and taking breaks, then I definitely eat at least 2 hours, at least 2 hours before. And that's definitely because I'm going there strictly for strength training, but that's because I know how much food I need for my training. You know what I mean? For my training and to keep my weight and things like that. So overall, I agree with you guys saying definitely. And just a suggestion, in the morning, just if you're feeling like I might get lightheaded or you're scared or something or nervous, just bring or something that is not and have that with you, and you can eat a little bit, like some grapes. It doesn't have to be like a handful of blueberries. It doesn't have to be anything crazy heavy if you haven't eaten enough the day before. All right, because that's important too. You have to have enough. You have to have enough stored up to boost your energy in the morning.
Right. So
I eat if I know I'm eating. If I know, so I eat for my goals. So if I, like for instance, I know I'm waking up in the morning and working out, and so all of those carbs after 2 and all that stuff, like I'm not paying any mind to that because I know I'm working out hard when I get up in the morning. So I just had some quinoa, some sweet potatoes. I had a bunch of Swiss chard, and I'm make sure I eat that 3 hours before bed so it digests, and then I'm gonna have enough for me to work out in the morning because I know I'm going to go in the morning, and I'm not trying to wake up to eat or anything before my session. So you have to eat for what your goals are.
Right. So we just had a comment in the chat room where someone said that they were foaming in the mouth, man, waiting for the gyms to open up. So depending on whatever state you're in, what country you're in, what state you're in, most states are gearing up to open up the gyms. Most states have a phase plan for reopening places of business. And I don't think in New Jersey, at least, we haven't heard anything about the gyms yet. But we're hoping and assuming and praying that it should be maybe by the end of this month in New Jersey at least, or the very, very beginning of of July, right? If not by the end of this month. But also with that being said, just remember there's a lot of other things that you can do to get your exercise in because it's warmer now, right? So you can go outside, you can ride your bike. I'm gonna have Tad talk about bike riding in a second. You can get your jump rope, you can jump rope, you can
You
ride
can
your
find
bike,
a hill,
you can find a hill,
little grass hill,
right?
and
You
go
can
up and down.
right. You can find a grass hill, like she said, run up, run down, run up. You
Run
can
up,
do
walk down too. You can run up, walk down, run up, walk
Yeah.
down, run up, run down.
you can do jump squats up, right?
Mhm.
You could do jump squats up the hill. You could do bear crawls up
Yep,
the hill.
yep. You could backpedal. You could do like defensive slides, like defensive slides up and down, switching sides, making sure you switch sides. But there's high knees up the hill. There's so many things you could do.
Right, high knees up the hill. Like she said, walk down the hill. You can jog down the hill while you run up the hill. Once again, we said you can use a jump rope. Now let's talk about bike riding. Tad, I know that you're an avid bike rider. I know you participated in some bike riding competitions or marathons, I believe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
What are
40
your
freestyle
suggestions
bike
on
tours.
what are your suggestions on bike riding?
Well, I suggest that particularly for the summertime and people who may be deconditioned but know how to ride a bike, riding the bike is an excellent way to start your journey to fitness. And as you all mentioned, for those who may be unfamiliar with defensive slides are and backpedaling up and down the hill, because you two were talking about fitness for people who are familiar with fitness. But for people who are unfamiliar with fitness, what they're giving you is body weight exercises. You don't always need a gym. You don't always need weights. Sometimes you can just use your body. You can find a hill and just walk up that hill. Come back down like they suggested. Bomani's funny. But yeah, I'm an avid bike rider, and what I suggest to people is, particularly for the summer, which is the best time to lose weight, because not only does the sun activates the nutrients and give you more energy to work out, you have the open outdoors, you have the parks, you have fresh air to breathe the trees as opposed to being in a sweaty, musty gym. So with the bike, you might find pleasure in that, and you just start riding around locally. You don't have to hit every hill you see. You don't have to ride like 20 miles. Just ride around your local neighborhood, because when you do get tired on a bike, you can still coast. You pedal a little bit and then just coast a little bit, pedal a little bit, and then coast a little bit. And bike riding is super fun. What I do suggest though is that you do get familiar with your gears. For a lot of people who start riding bikes, they're very unfamiliar with the gears and they don't understand how to properly operate the gears. So you may have your gears on a high speed. Let's say you got a 15 speed bike and you got your gears on 10. That's good to pick up speed. But now once you start hitting the incline, you have to turn your gears down a little bit, because pedaling will be a lot harder since your gears are so high. So you have to break them down. And that only comes from practice. All of this that we're sharing with you, We all didn't know. It came from practice and educating ourselves. So that's pretty much what we're here for. We're here to help you educate yourself on the goals that you may have for yourself in 2020. You know, I'm quite sure a lot of people had time to reflect on life and family and finances and health during this quarantine. So we're here to help facilitate you on your journey and give you the best information that we can based on science, not as we like to joke around and say bro science, because on in this journey you'll find out a lot of people will give you wrong information, things that can actually be detrimental to you. And though they may be trying to help you, that might be a workout or a diet or anything that may work for them, but not necessarily you. So you have to find out what is it that you enjoy doing that's active. You know, you have to find out what foods do you like to eat that is healthy, and learn how to and season them. You know, flavor them to your liking. You don't always have to eat broccoli and chicken breast and brown rice. You know, find the things that you like that are
What about egg yolk? I don't gotta break the Hulk Hogan egg yolk all the time over my head and drink. I mean, egg whites. I don't gotta do the
right.
Hulk Hogan egg whites.
You don't have to do the raw egg whites with a half a cup of orange juice and a dash of Tabasco sauce. You don't have to do none of that madness that we were told at one point in the fitness community that helps you build muscles, that gives you protein. Sometimes
All right,
eggs to mess around give you salmonella poison.
Tad, listen. You giving great advice. You giving excellent advice. Let's take a slight intermission with a workout with our coach, Tad Cromwell.
And those are 50-pound dumbbells.
Ooh. With the push-up. With the how many you did?
I think I did 3 sets of 10. So I just recorded one.
Money.
That was actually after a workout in the park. So I was yeah. I just have to try myself sometimes. Yeah, I think it just looped itself over again.
Nah, now it's over. Now it's over.
Yeah,
that looked like it was a little more.
That's what's up. Yes.
Listen, man. I got this, man. I ain't gonna let you cheat yourself, man. We gotta let the people see Tad Cromwell in those compound movement exercises and with them 50-pound dumbbell weights, man. We ain't playing no games out here, man. What you think we talking about, man?
I tell people I'm stronger than I look.
That's good. Surprise.
Yeah, but I do that, because as a father, and I always stress this to fathers, I think as fathers, we should always be in decent shape, if not great shape, to protect and defend our family at all times. I'm not
listen. Listen, we gotta be in great shape all the time. See, you and I understand this all the time, but especially in these crucial times. And it's funny that you say that because I have to speak to my younger generation and my younger coaches because I say this to my son all the time. You got to be ready. You have to be strong. You have to be in shape and you have to be prepared. So I know the culture is slides outside, like you in your bedroom or something like that. But put some sneakers on or something and tie them boots up just in case you have to set something off. I'm not saying what that set off is going to be. You may have to defend yourself, but you don't want to have to try to defend yourself in slides. I understand that these skin tight, skinny jeans with a belt, but that are still hanging off your behind is in style. But how you going to run if you got to get away? How you going to defend yourself if you have to defend yourself? Pulling up your pants every second. And I also understand that heavy uses of pills, illicit drugs, narcotics, alcohol, all of these things that not only suppress the immune system, suppress your better judgment, and weaken your muscular functions, organs, and body, and disallows you from being at your top strength, right? I understand that this is the culture, but we're trying to reverse the culture. We're trying to reform the culture, and we're trying to let young youth know that you got to be prepared. I'll tell my son, Tad, back in the days, man, we used to wear Timberlands in the summer.
Yeah.
We was ready, boy. We was ready. Army fatigues, man, was the uniform of the day, man. We was ready for something, man. Whatever, I don't know, whatever that something was, we was ready.
Well, I think it's just no, I was just gonna say it was just for our basic survival. You know, as we see the protesters and what's going on in the world now, I mean, we won't be naive to actually what's happening in the world, particularly to us as African Americans. You know, so we do have to be ready. You know, in the event you have to get away from trouble, or if trouble comes your way, you want to be able to defend yourself. Because what we're doing is promoting wellness, and not just physical wellness, but mental and spiritual as well. You know, we have to really start combining those three things. We have to be healthy mentally, physically, and spiritually. It's almost like a three-leg stool. You know, if all three legs are strong, then you could put just about anything on that stool. But if one of those legs are weak and shaky, whatever you put on that stool is going to tilt and it's going to fall. You know, so we really have to do the holistic approach and hit them with the trifecta, you know, because as sure as we talk about physical strength, you definitely have to have the mental fortitude, and you have to be spiritually fit, because you don't know what kind of wickedness you're going to encounter once we out here in the world. So,
right. But Tad, listen, I think Key had something that I don't want her to miss that point.
Yeah. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry,
what you gonna say?
Oh no, I feel like it's for women too. You know,
speak on it.
Because I mean, and I'm just by statistics, but the men is y'all are targeted. You know what I'm saying? And any history will tell you after they get the men, it's women next. You know what I'm saying? And so that's history. You know what I mean? And so for me, that's one of the main things. Like, even when I'm training, like, that's when I zone out. Like, you know, if I need to protect myself, because if I definitely, of course, that like for the men, like, I'm not trying to get out of that rule, but at the same time, I gotta get to you to tell you I need protection. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like, period. So but so if I can protect myself before that even happens, then that is very, very important. Because even when I'm watching some of these videos with us going on, and I feel like, dang, like the women, a lot of these videos, we just screaming in the back. You know what I'm saying? And that's nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, because our numbers are dwindling as what they're saying and what they're showing. And so yeah, it's time for as a human being, for Black people to fully be protecting themselves, and definitely the men, you know, but definitely the women. And we need to know, because honestly, if we put food on the table, you know what I mean, and we saying, you know, Black Lives Matter, then it starts with our food. You know what I mean? Period. And so if I'm putting the food on the table, like for me, like I know whatever man I'm dealing with, like when you
hold on.
Excuse me. I'm saying.
No. Hold on.
Oh, what?
What does your life mattering have to do with the food that you put on the table? I don't understand what you're talking about.
Well, before I even get into the second part that I was going to get to, but just talk about family. But honestly, for your life to even matter, you have to care about the vehicle that is allowing or how can I say, hosting your emotions, hosting your reactions, hosting your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, your body is literally millions of cells. That's what it is. So when you're hungry, as KRS once said, when you're hungry, it's your cells that are hungry. It's your cells that are talking to you. Even when you go through trauma, that stuff is stored in your cells.
Wait, but I'm trying to find out what these Takis, you know, the Takis, like the hot chips that they eat. I want to know, what are you talking? What are these? What do these honey buns and these chitlins have to do But what you talking about? Like, I don't understand.
So
You
yeah,
don't have. You know
like,
what? You
yeah,
people are
yeah.
going a
I
little
think
bit
for the
too
black
far
community,
right now. Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, for me, when I grew up, I thought that I really thought that how I ate. Well, okay, my entire life, I didn't get in shape until 21. I thought I was big boned. I thought that was literally that was me. Like I just came here and I was gonna be this overweight girl. Like that was my.
We are big boned out here. That's not true.
And so, a lot of our diets just replicate our parents' parents. And so the soul food, the macaroni and cheese and the candy yams and all those things, we believe that is honestly slave food. You know what I'm saying? And so we need to feed ourselves. CELLS. Cells. And that is fresh fruits and vegetables, quality grains, quality legumes, lots of water. And if you're eating, if you are eating flesh, it should be minimal and it should be wild caught, antibiotic free if you are, and very minimal, maybe 2 to 3 times out of the week, depending on if you don't have health issues and things like that. But yes, so that is what I mean by taking care of ourselves. And we're screaming Black Lives Matter. We gotta take care of our mental and our physical and our spiritual first before anything else can matter.
Hold on. You should look at the screen. Look at the screen right there. Look at that screen. Don't you see that big bone skeleton? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
I see it.
She big boned it. Did you got to put the ED at the end? Big bone did. You're not saying it unless you say big boned it. Let's get that first straight right now.
So for me, for like I said, for the women, like we gotta protect ourselves as well, because we get taunted too, and we can't just thinking that things will happen to us too, and just being prepared, period, all over the map, physically, mentally, spiritually.
So still speaking on what you're saying, what you're saying to me is this picture on the left is how a person skeletal structure is if they're 300 pounds and if they're 100 pounds. This one, excuse me, not the left, the right. I'm sorry, this one in the right. So a person at 300 pounds skeletal structure is the same as a person 100 pounds right here on the right. So this left is like some made up myth. That's what you're saying to me?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean,
I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't even know that when I was little, I didn't even know that big bone meant that you was that big bone. I just thought that was the word. I just was saying it. now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, that's what they meant. They meant that we were saying that our bones was big. I thought that was just another word for saying big.
Right.
Yeah. Taking care. And I was just thinking about it today because I'm like, man, because earlier today, people like, oh, you want some ice cream? I'm like, no, like I'm good. And it's just like, I'm just looking at myself like, dag, like, a lot of the things that I was like loving and dancing and eating, I'm just like, how am I this way? Like I literally have zero attachments to it. Like it looks completely, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody that's eating this way, but I just from me eating macaroni and cheese to now, or looking at ribs or looking at certain foods, and I'm just like, oh, like, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's just I did not know that was not what I was supposed to be eating. And when I stopped eating it, my natural senses came. So literally, when I'm in the meat section, I can't stay there because the blood, I can literally smell the blood, and that was not something that was happening to me before at all. And so it was just like, wow, because I was that girl that, like I said, was over 250 pounds. And I was eating oodles and noodles with a potato sandwich, like with the potato bread, with the Doritos. I would have 2 packs oodles and noodles, potato bread with turkey and cheese, and a bag of Doritos. And that was like lunch, you know what I'm saying? And so for any of that to not be at all in my diet, I have no connections to it. I don't miss it. It doesn't turn me on to eat it. I'm just like, wow. And so I'm just glad that I can share this information with other people, because I didn't think I could get rid of that or, detach myself from it. So it's possible.
It is very possible. Thank you so much for that information, Key. Thank you so much for your insight, knowledge, and know-how. We want to go into our final intermission before the end segment of our program. And you already know, we want to set it off. What's going on, fitness family? Sean B, the trainer here, and this evening we're in the kitchen. I'm going to give you a quick demonstration on how to make basic smoothies. Now, smoothies are excellent meal replacements, but you don't have to replace a meal with a smoothie. You can just have a smoothie as a meal. I actually use almond milk as a base with most of my smoothies. We have the almond milk here. I'm going to pour that into the blender. One thing that I always use mostly with all of my smoothies is a banana. Now, bananas are excellent for energy boosts, potassium. They aid digestion. They're high in iron as well as magnesium, which is good for the skin. Now, you often go to the grocery store and you may pull out these bananas, but these bananas are really the ripe bananas that are really very essential and great for your body. So I'm just going to use an unripe banana as well as a ripe banana because I only have one ripe banana. And I like to use smoothies. I like to use bananas in my smoothies in abundance because they're natural sweeteners. So you don't have to put any sugar in your smoothie. You can just put bananas. Next, we're going to move on to the strawberries. Strawberries are awesome for fiber as well as lowering blood pressure, antioxidants, and just all around great. Vitamin C, vitamin K. We're going to put that strawberry in. Take the leaves off, or you can just keep the leaves on. It doesn't matter. Take a look. It's beautiful. It looks great. Purple is the color of royalty. Right? Put the smoothie into our glass, our wine glass, because it's definitely a delicacy. All right. We are back. Thank you, fitness family, for rocking with us this evening. We're going to continue on with this excellent, great conversation about fitness, wellness, nutrition, weight loss, spirituality, not walking outside with slides on, as somebody said in the chat room, and everything you need to know about being big bone. So with that being said, another thing, just remember, family, that the summertime is your time. That's the time for you to get out into the sun and soak up that natural vitamin D. Vitamin D helps with your body to be able to absorb calcium, which helps to strengthen your bones, which helps with your immune system, which helps all of your essential systems on creating wellness for yourself. You definitely need that. Get out there and get that vitamin D. You also, on average, lose more weight in the summer than you do in the winter. Why is that, Sean Beta Trainer? Because where do you lose weight through, right? You lose it through oxygen, you lose it through your nose, you lose it through defecation, you lose it through urination, right? You lose it through your pores, right? And sweat. So during the summer months, you're sweating more, right? During the summer months, when you're out more in that summer air, you're breathing more because of the hot air, right? You're more active, right? Hopefully you're eating more fruits in the summertime. Hopefully you're eating more vegetables in the summertime. With it being hot outside, you are power walking more. That was one thing we forgot, family. We did all the bike riding and all that, but we forgot the our aunties. We skipped our aunties and grandmas and their power walk, and we jumped straight to the cousins and the uncles and stuff like that with all the exercises, right? So you're power walking more, you're jogging more, you're running more, and you're just walking more. So take
I do
very much
concerned about
opportunity.
the running too.
Huh?
Yeah, just when it comes to running, just be careful with where you're running at. And I know right now the parks are closed, but if you can find like open track where the ground or grass areas versus pounding your feet all the time on the pavement, for that to avoid the shock, then please
Right.
do. If you possibly can, obviously you can't, you gotta make do. But and really, if you can't, then please make sure you have some really good shoes. Do not, be cheap with your running shoes, please, or your
That's right.
workout shoes. They are very important, okay? Because sometimes I see some people coming to the gym in vans and things like that, and you want some some good supportive shoes. And like running, I know I've seen people running in Jordans, and I'm like, you're running on concrete with
So I'm trying to be fly. I'm trying to be fly. I'm running Jordan. Like,
so
I can't be in the gym in Vans. Like, you guys are wild. You fitness guys. I can't really mess with y'all. You
But now,
break
Sean,
my
but you
will,
want to
man.
hear something funny? Vans are only good if you're gonna do squats.
Squat. Right.
because of the flat.
It's just Sister Key's point. You really, because I made that mistake. I'm guilty of running in Jordans before. Please look it up. But that's before I knew better.
I've done it too, but my ankles was tore up.
And that's before I knew better, because when we talk about running, you have to know everything. See, we're personal trainers. And the thing about personal training, all of this is based on you specifically, you as the individual.
Hold that point. So everyone that we have on the line right now, drop us one question. Drop us one question each, or two questions. Hold that point, Thad. I want you to go back to that. Everyone that we have on the line right now, drop us a question in the chat. Drop us a question in the chat. This is the last segment of our show. We thank you for having us. But we want to be able to get as much information out to you as we can. So just drop us a like, love, or a share in the chat, and let us interact with us so we can interact with you and get this information out. Go back to it, Tad.
All right, two things I want to say real quick about running and biking, because Sister Key brought up an excellent point. All right, when you run, you have to decide whether you want to be a sprinter or you want to be a long distance runner. All right, because you have to wear different shoes for those two different modalities of running. And even with that, you have to know, how does your feet land? Do you heel strike when you run, or do you land on your toes, or do you mid strike? All of that is important. That's why you see different running sneakers have different heel widths. The height of the heel is different. So when you're running, know if you want to be a distance runner or a sprinter. And then when you find out how does your heel strike, your foot.
Put a thumbnail in that too, Tad. Hold on. So what he's saying is very key. There are running stores and stores out here that we won't mention because they're not giving us an endorsement yet.
That's right.
Right. So we're not going to big them up right now yet till they cut that check. We want all our checks. Right.
That's right.
There definitely are stores that you can go to, and they'll put you on a machine and they will analyze your feet. They'll analyze your, from your heel to your toe. Because I've done it for my son, because he's on a track team. And they will generate a scan on exactly what Tad is talking about, and they will suggest the proper shoe for you. So you're not talking about Finish Line or I don't know, what's the name on Springfield Avenue in Irvington. We're talking about serious running shoes. What's the name of that spot, Key? Yeah, we're not talking about the sneaker store on Springfield Avenue. or on Broad Street, downtown Newark. We talking about in some running stores that are specifically made for that, to get you right. Go ahead, Tab.
And real quick for the bikes, even when you purchase your bike, right? Spend good money on a quality bike. Ask the guy about the bike, because now you can either have an off-road bike or an on-road bike. Off-road bike is like a dirt bike. If you decide you want to ride dirt trails in the park, they're very different than what we would call on-road bikes, bikes that you just want to ride in the streets and on paths. Me, myself, I have a hybrid bike, which is a cross between the both of them, because road bikes have skinnier tires, which is better for speed, and you have less rocks and twigs you have to ride over. Now, off-road bikes are the mountain bikes and the likes, which the tires are wider, the treads are a lot thicker, so that you can roll over twigs and rocks and not worry about puncturing your tires. These things are very key, because you have to decide, where do you want to ride, how far do you want to ride, how hard do you want to ride on the bike. And again, when you want to run or even power walk, you have to decide what's most comfortable for you without you injuring yourself. Because all of this fitness information that we're giving you, the one thing we definitely do not want you to do is injure yourself. And the only way that you can perform your exercises safely is by being as informed as possible, getting as much information as you can, by tuning in to our pages, by tuning in to Brother Sean Biggs' Talk with Fitness Professionals and Experts. Get as much information as you can, and then experiment with some of these things, experiment with some of the activities. Again, we just talked about riding bikes and running and power walking. We didn't even mention swimming, on how
Right.
go to your local pools once they start opening. Swimming is one of the best exercises that helps your muscles and your heart, and it's easy on your joints if you have any type of joint issues for now, because once you strengthen your muscles, you'll
Wait, hold on. You trying to say because we black we didn't mention swimming? That's what you trying to say to me right now? Are you sitting on? Are you sitting on this live right now
He killing me tonight.
and saying because we black we didn't mention
I'm
swimming?
just saying there's a ton of activities that get involved in that are fun, that are really fun, that we can also meet our goals on our fitness journey. That's all I'm saying, brother. But again, the three things I want people to walk away with, right? I want you to educate yourself on nutrition and fitness. That you have to do. And then you have to be authentic in your goals. You really have to know what it is that you really want. You can't do it because you mad in an X or something, or you got passed on a promotion. You got to do this because this is who you want to be. And part of finding out who you want to be, you'll find your passion and your purpose. And that's point number 3. So I want you to educate yourself on exercise and nutrition. That's important. Then be authentic with your goals. Pick some goals for yourself. And I promise you, once you get those goals in terms of your fitness journey, you'll find your passion and your purpose in life. And then you start pursuing that, because this fitness and nutrition helps give you clarity, as Sister Key was talking about. Once she changed her diet, you start to see things clearly, and you have a whole new relationship with food and just movement altogether. When you didn't want to walk down the block, now you enjoy walking.
I want to that's why I definitely agree with you, Tad, because when you get into this fitness lifestyle, right, and you start exercising, you start telling yourselves that you could do this, I could do this. Like when you don't feel like it and you push yourself, you are changing your habits. When you're saying you're going to change your diet and you're sticking to it, you are changing your habits. When you turn away food and you really, really want it, but you know that you're more important, or your goals are more important, or your health is more important, and you turn it away, you're changing your habits. And so it is very key to please pick health, because you really want to pick health because of self-love, and not to get back at anybody or not anything negative, because you want to develop positive habits. And so if your mind is, if you're doing this for any type of negative reason, then you may not develop the right habits that you want to develop, or keep them. and you might tap out or burn out because the way you're starting was not sufficient. So pick, in my opinion, and just going off what Taz said, and honestly, not even an opinion, just overall, off a lot of people that I've talked to and known over the numerous people. But I know that for me, like once I built these habits within myself, it was easy for me because I built these habits to change. So when I saw habits of, oh, I need to be on time, I'm on time now. Well, I need to be organized. It was a quicker light bulb because of me building those habits. And because I was at peace, it was easy for me to see people in a more peaceful way than it was because I was at peace with myself and I chose, help to be at peace within myself. So that's always going to be number one. Peace of mind, peace of mind, as well as with your, your spiritual, which is spirituality, but your fitness and your mental. So yeah, I just wanted to add that point.
All right, awesome. So our brother from in the chat said that he needed a hydration menu. Civilized, I don't know exactly what you mean about a hydrating menu, but we can definitely speak on some foods that will dehydrate you and some things that will dehydrate you, as well as some hydrating foods that will hydrate you. So first of all, I want to start off by saying that things like alcohol, right? Many people often in the summertime, they go, it's hot, so they get a cold beer, right, Tad?
Right.
Ballantine Ale back in the days,
Coke 45.
Coke 45, St. Ives, Budweiser,
Old
whatever,
English.
Old English, OE, you know what I mean? Guinness Stout, right? So, you get a cold beer in the summertime and you think that you're drinking this cold beer to combat the hot heat, but you're actually dehydrating your body. So alcohol definitely helps to dehydrate the body. Smoking helps to dehydrate the body. Salty foods and snacks. Salt helps to dehydrate the body. Sugary foods and snacks definitely helps to dehydrate the body. Something that I see a lot of you drink nowadays, which is horrible, horrible, horrible. And I'm just going to say it. And once again, we're not going to say their brand names because not only are they not giving us a check, I would never take a check from them. These energy drinks are horrible for you, and they definitely hydrate the body. Excuse me, dehydrate the body,
Yes.
right? Another thing that dehydrates you is, ladies and gentlemen, coffee.
I ain't giving up a coffee.
I
ain't giving up my coffee.
Right. You may not give it up, but we're just giving you the scientific facts.
Yeah,
right. That's it. You know what I mean? So we spoke about sugar, we spoke about salt, we spoke about processed food. Oh,
and not enough water will dehydrate you.
Right. Not enough water will dehydrate you. But I guess since the brother asked for a menu, we was gonna, the other thing is a lot of meats will dehydrate you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So no 4th of July cookout? No 4th of July cookout?
No. I think we boycotting it. Is we boycotting on the 4th or the 7th after we already spent all our money?
The 7th, brother. The 7th.
Oh, the 7th.
We not gonna forego Independence Day.
Wait a minute. The brother said the boycott on the 7th. Man, I spent all my I ain't got no money on the 7th to spend the boycott anyway. I spent it all on the 4th, man. What's that about, man? Tad? What's that about? I spent it all by the 7th.
That's what makes it more easy to stick to.
Oh,
okay. They're committed to the 7th now.
Okay. You smart, Tad. You smart. I always know.
Sister Key brought up an excellent point, and one of the things I wanted to say earlier, as we was talking about nutrition and working out in the morning, One of the things I suggest people do first thing in the morning upon rising is drink 2 glasses of warm water, room temperature water, just to kick your organs in gear before you
Right.
eat anything.
Yeah,
Before you
within
eat
10 to
anything,
15 minutes.
hydrate your body. Hydrate your body. Our bodies are at least 70% water. Our body.
Honestly, sorry.
Go ahead, sis.
No, honestly, too. And I don't know if people bring this up, but you should hydrate before you have sex. That is very important as well. Because I know a lot of us are eating really
Yeah,
salty.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm saying it's important to talk about. And so, I think it's important to talk about. I'm sorry, but I think it's important because it's a health thing as well.
It's very
Because
important.
with the foods that we eat and things like that, a lot of us are, participating in a lot and we're not hydrated enough. So a lot of our energy and things like that could be drained.
Brothers, you heard it from the sister. Drink water.
Yeah.
Drink water.
Yeah, so water, yeah, that's all. But I just thought it was important. I don't know if a lot of people know that, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
We just messing with you, man. We want you to
Oh,
say
I
everything.
don't know. I was making sure that was okay.
Look, I'm blushing. I was like, I'm going after dark now.
No, I wasn't. No, not.
Taking exchange of energy.
I wasn't going after dark. I just, while we on here, I'm just trying to help because I don't think people think about that. So.
Right. Also, definitely just remember, you have fruits that are very high in water content, right? So one of my favorite, which is watermelon, that's like 92% water, right? You got strawberries, it's like 91%. These are all in the 90s. Cantaloupes, peaches, oranges, cucumbers, huh?
Watermelon.
Right, watermelon is excellent, right? The seeds as well, but those fruits are very much hydrating fruits. What do we say? Celery, strawberries, watermelon, cantaloupe, tomatoes, bell peppers, cauliflower, grapefruit, oranges. All of these fruits are extremely high in water content. I mean, from like 85 to 92% water content. Pineapples, kiwi. So we want you to drink plenty of water, but also remember that eating fruits as well helps to hydrate you as well.
And the importance of water. The importance of water in aiding and losing weight. When you have those fruits that Brother Sean Bay named, those fruits and vegetables, you'll have fibrous fruits. And what they do is they pass.
Hey, hold on, Tag. Keep was talking about this sex stuff. Now all of a sudden, man, her screen got dark. Man, I think we might be pulling her up or something, man. I think that was our cue.
Sean Bay, you was killing me today right now. Killing me.
I think, man, we had an appointment tonight, man.
Oh my God, that was one
with somebody special, man. All of a sudden, the screen got dark. I'm like, wait a minute.
Where is that Joe Scott here in the background?
Right.
Hold on. No,
oh my God. Why y'all ripping right now? Come on.
But no, what I was saying about the water to the people that are listening, it definitely helps in weight loss because again, as you drink water and it goes through your digestive system, it helps bonds the foods as it passes through and push through your body a lot easier. So when you have your movements, because as we said, our weight leaves our body through breathing, through exhaling, through sweat and excrements. All right, whether it's fecal or liquid.
And you may and remember through those excrements, you need to hydrate yourself in order for it to come out with the urination or defecation. That's why you got to push so hard because you constipated. You got to push so hard. Right, you dehydrated, you constipated.
And water helps you feel full longer. A lot of times we think we're hungry, we're actually thirsty. So sometimes it's best to drink water before you sit down for a meal. Even if you only have one glass. And if you go out to restaurants to eat, I'm gonna make this one last point. When you go out to restaurants to eat, when they bring you your food, please, I've done this. Ask them for a to-go tray and pack up half the food before you even start. You've already saved yourself tons of calories because here in the American diet, they give you way too much food. They give you way too much food. So what you're eating, you're probably eating like 3 and 4 serving sizes in that one sitting. So it's best to pack up the food before you even start indulging. And I promise you, drink water, eat half of what they bring out, and you'll be satisfied by the end of the night.
Akbar said a 22-ounce can of 1111. What in the hell is 1111? Please tell me. I think he said that when
he mean 211.
Yeah, that's what I said. He mean 211. Yeah, that's probably why it's 211s. He mean 211 still. It was
there you go, 211s. Yeah.
Who started drinking killer beer?
Brother,
what's 211?
Please don't do it. Please don't.
The craziest beer.
He said a deuce, a 211. That's liquid trouble right there.
Yeah, way more dehydration.
But yeah, we definitely, and I mean, we laugh and we joke, but we in all seriousness, we definitely want to moderate our alcohol consumption. We definitely want to make sure we drink more water than anything. You know, again, be educated on nutrition facts. We know a lot of people can't go cold turkey because, as though we laugh, alcohol addiction is a real thing, and so is food addiction. And a lot of times, what people are dealing with are food addictions. We're addicted to our diet, which isn't necessarily healthy for us, because some of our eating actually come from emotionally eating. Because many of us have been traumatized and
most of it comes from emotional eating.
Right, and that's why at Better Days Ahead Fitness, you know, I suggest that people take a holistic approach, you know, mind, body, and spirit. Though we work on the physical, I definitely encourage people to strengthen their minds and definitely strengthen their spiritual attributes, you know, regardless of what your spiritual system is, you know, strengthen yourself in that. I mean, we all teeter, we all fall sometimes, you know, but we really have to be active participants in our spiritual practices and our mental faculties, and definitely in our physical health, you know, because it's a trifecta. Go ahead, brother.
Right, that's 100% correct. I agree with that 100%, 1000%. And just remember, like he said, we laugh, we joke, we play, we criticize certain things, but we all have been addicted. We was raised in the Western Hemisphere just like you. We weren't raised where we are now. Most of us were not that way when we were reared as children. So we have gravitated to this point, and we do understand that people are still gravitating to their individual goals and points of perfection or near perfection, or just getting close from imperfection, right? Away from imperfections. So with that being said, we don't ever want you to take anything that we say as being extremely critical on your personal position in your wellness journey. We just want you to understand that we love you, we care about you, and we want to give as much information as we can to be able to help you elevate to wherever it is you need to be, as we are still learning in our journey of elevation to where we want to go as well. So, you know, ladies first, the warrior queens last. We're gonna allow Key to take us out with this, our second installment of us in this wellness journey. Take us out, Key.
Oh, you don't have another. I thought you was popping up with a video.
God, we gonna pop the introduce. Talk. I got you right. I got you.
No, I didn't know. You've been popping up with you've been killing me this whole time today. So I'll be patient. I'm like, but I'm just messing with you. Yeah, so my name is Health is Key. I've been training for over 9 years now. And I just want everybody to just be patient with themselves, appreciate where you're at. If you don't know where to start, there is millions of places you can look. You can reach out to one of us. You can go on YouTube. So don't be afraid to start. You don't have to start with a big, grand change. Small steps. For me, I started out with just drinking water. I said, you know what? I'm going to switch all my drinks for water. I added walking. I'm going to switch all my drinks for water, and I'm going to walk. And now I'm a trainer. So if you're looking, if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling lack, and that could be in any situation in life, look at your diet, look at how you feel about yourself. look at the environment around you, who you keep around you. You want to protect all of that. You want to protect your mind, your body, protecting your mind by watching what you place in it, to constantly watching who you speak to, watching, where you get your information from. You want to protect your spirit, what you're listening to as well. Same thing that your mind is picking up. And you want to protect your physical, what you're eating, what you're drinking, how much are you resting. All right. And be at peace, be happy with yourself. And even if you're not where you need to be, you can start right now. At any point in time, you can let go of what you feel about and get going and be awesome. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to be awesome. We all have a purpose. Serve it. We here, baby. Let's get to it. That's all I wanted to say.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
So if you're not, all right. If you find yourself having to gulp down water every 5 or 6 minutes in your exercise or in your training, it's probably because you're not hydrating before. So depending on how much water you're drinking, number one, you should not be drinking less than half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you need to be drinking 100 ounces. All right. So depending on how much water you're at, all right, you need anywhere from honestly 32 to 40 ounces of water. That's 2 bottles. Now, if you're just starting out and your exercise is not that intense and you're not drinking that much water as you should be, then a bottle and a half, maybe 24 ounces is sufficient. But anywhere from 32 to 40 to even 50 ounces of water, depending on your level, should be what you're intaking before you exercise. You should be sipping water if you need it and drinking a lot of water at the end. So you want to drink before you exercise, sip during your workout, and then sometimes you need to take a couple of gulps. And then at the end of your exercise, that's when you want to rehydrate and drink another 2 bottles or whatever level you're on. So please hydrate, okay? Number 3, improper breathing. Improper breathing. All right. When you are exercising, you always want to make sure you're inhaling and exhaling. All right. And if you don't know what press inhale or exhale on, you want to inhale on the parts where the exercise is not that hard. So for instance, if you're squatting, all right. So the hard part of the exercise is coming up, coming down is easy. Okay. That's like a little mini squat. All right, so don't judge me on the squat. I'm just trying to explain how to breathe. You want to inhale on the easy part of the exercise and exhale on the hard part. If you're doing push-ups, and your breath should be finished when your body is done with that part of the movement. So as I'm pushing up, see how I'm done? All right. And if you don't know how to do that, if you have no rhythm, it's okay. If you don't have rhythm, or if you feel like you don't know, because it takes a while to catch on. Usually when I have clients, it takes them maybe anywhere from a week to a month, 2 months, depending on how often you've been practicing your breathing with your body movement. So if you don't know how to do that, then just count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's going to make sure you're breathing. Talking is going to allow breath to come out so that you can get oxygen to your blood. Reason number 4.
So, Sean Bay, we're about to close out.
Listen, I thought I was going to do the dopest video editing in the world, but I was trying to do this. But look, this right here. Bam, bam,